We need reminders of that, now more than ever. One of the primary reasons why we are people of faith is that it helps to restore a sense of order in a chaotic world in which we live. A number of stories in this book deal with people who found themselves subject to circumstances that overwhelmed their sense of order. In many cases, they were, through no fault of their own, dealing with the random nature of tragedy. There's the story of the Alabama grandmother who survived a severe F4 tornado that ravaged her town. The one room in her house which survived was her prayer closet. Even still, she praised God, preaching His goodness to her family and community. I've covered a number of stories over the years when the randomness of destructive forces has devastated one family and left another untouched. And in a number of instances, what explained why one house survived and another didn't was the role of faith and prayer. It is a hard fact that people may not succeed in every circumstance because God has a plan. But the positive impact of faith and prayer on outcomes is frequent enough that I believe that it is the common denominator of miracles. Increasingly, Americans don't believe that. In 1944, the Gallup Public Opinion Organization began asking Americans if they believed in God. The number was astoundingly high, nearly 100%. And each time it took that poll in the 1950s and the 1960s, the percentage of Americans who said they believed in the Lord remained in the same range. Then something changed. We became less likely to say we believe in God, and even less likely to have faith that God intervenes in our lives. Most recently in May 2022, Gallup announced that currently only 81% of Americans believe in God. Digging deeper, only 4 in 10 people surveyed told Gallup they think God does anything on our behalf. No miracles, no answered prayers. That's not true. But that kind of despairing thinking can replicate faster than a virus. In a world in which our reminders of God are few, it's even easier to have to grapple with doubt. It's unclear where we're headed as a more secularly focused society pushes our future generations to ignore the power of prayer. Now is a perfect time to push back on the notion that God doesn't intervene in our lives, to remember that prayer is as powerful as ever, that faith does indeed still move mountains. That does not mean God always acts in the way we hope or in our timing. As James 1:19 states, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." That last point is particularly important. Many of us find silence uncomfortable. When we think that God is silent, when we believe that He has forgotten us, when we think that He hasn't heard us, it is easy to get angry. We may not take it out on God. We may not be angry with Him, but we may be angry with ourselves and our perception that His silence is a result of our being unworthy. The question that is on the lips of many people throughout history in troubled times is, where are you, God? The stories in this book are a reminder that He is with us at all times. And many of them also offer encouragement for those of us struggling with the silence of God. We may not know the hour or the means by which He will answer our prayer. Sometimes the answer will be silence. And in that pause, we are many times able to answer our own questions, resolve our own problems. Throughout this book, we'll examine stories of miracles and discover that God speaks in many other ways, too. As a parent, I know that it is hard to see my children struggle with anything.